Good morning, warrior. As the sun rises, think of the world around you. Not just the loud voices, but the quiet ones too. The ones that are often overlooked. Today, I want to tell you a story that might surprise you. A lesson from a time when I learned that wisdom comes from unexpected places. This is a story of how a simple warning from one whom society deemed lesser changed the course of our fate. It was in the year 480 BCE, at the height of the Battle of Thermopylae, when our forces were locked in a fight for survival. We were surrounded, outnumbered by Xerxes' Persian army, yet still we held our ground. It was a long, brutal struggle, and our defenses were stretched thin. We Spartans were warriors of discipline, trained for every battle, but the Persians were relentless, seeking every weakness in our ranks. One night, as I walked the perimeter of our defenses, I noticed something unusual. A gap, a small but significant crack in our shield wall, where the earth had shifted and loosened the structure. If left unnoticed, the Persians could exploit it and break our line. As I stood there, contemplating the danger, I heard a voice. It was low, hesitant, but unmistakably urgent. I turned to see a helot, a man who had been born into slavery under the Spartan order, standing in the shadows. His face was covered in grime, but his eyes, sharp and clear, fixed upon me with an intensity I couldn't ignore. He said, "My king, there is a weak point in your defense, one that could cost us everything." At first I was taken aback. A helot, speaking to me, warning me. It was not something one would expect. And yet, his words were not of fear or self-interest, but of truth. He had seen something I had missed. I thought for a moment, considering what I could do. I could have dismissed him, ordered him to return to his station, or punished him for speaking without permission. After all, he was a slave, and such men did not speak to kings. But I saw something in his eyes, a courage, a desire to protect that could not be ignored. I nodded, "Thank you." Then I had him escorted to a place where his warning could be acted upon. The next day, when the battle raged on, that very weak point the helot had pointed out was tested. The Persians tried to exploit it, but we were ready. Thanks to his warning, we had reinforced the line just in time. The breach never came. We held our position. That helot saved lives, not just the lives of soldiers, but the lives of Sparta itself. After the battle, as I thought on this, I knew what I had to do. I rewarded the helot in secret, giving him food and a small amount of gold, a token of my gratitude for his wisdom and courage. The men who had seen it would understand the message, even if they didn't know the specifics. True wisdom does not come only from high-born blood. It can come from anyone, from any place, from even those we might overlook or dismiss. What I realized that day was this: wisdom is not confined to the powerful or the noble. It is not limited to those with titles or lands. Wisdom, true wisdom, can be found in the most unexpected places, in the heart of a slave who dares to speak the truth, in the quiet voice of someone who sees the world differently. We must listen, not just to the leaders, not just to the ones who speak loudly, but to everyone. In the heat of battle, when the sound of steel against steel is deafening, it is easy to forget that every person has a voice, and that voice can hold the key to victory or defeat. As a king, it is my duty to listen, not to silence those beneath me, but to hear what they have to say, for they too may hold the wisdom needed to save us all. Warrior, today, as you go through the day, I challenge you to listen with an open heart and mind. Do not dismiss those who may seem unimportant or lesser. Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from the voices that are easy to ignore. Who around you might have something important to say? Who is trying to speak up, but their words are drowned out by others? Remember this: the helot's courage was not in his strength, but in his willingness to speak the truth, no matter his station. Today, Find the wisdom in those around you. Hear what others might have to offer and act upon it, for in every person there is the potential for greatness.